Good morning, students. Topic for today is accounting standards and corporate governance in subject ethics and corporate social responsibility. We are going to do certain points which are very prevalent or prominent in terms of enhancing the corporate governance and increasing the effectiveness and productivity of the organization in terms of financial transparency and disclosure so that the balance sheet and profit and loss account reflects the true and fair view of the organization and enhancing or the chances of manipulation and financial fraud can be minimized. So, a good corporate governance ensures better corporate performance and better relationship with stakeholders. So, as we have already done that or studied about corporate governance, that it is a formal system of accountability and control for ethical and social responsible organizational decision and use of resources. So, corporate governance, how this system brings or enhances the productivity of the firm, bringing transparency, bringing more committed relationship between stakeholders with the companies. So, a good corporate governance has got a qualities of satisfying or improving the firm's competitiveness, better corporate performance, and better relationship with all the stakeholders. So, corporate governance is a system of accountability primarily directed towards the stakeholder in addition to maximizing the shareholders' welfare, where the debate on disclosure transparency issues of corporate governance eventually centers around proper accounting standard, their practices and issues, as the application of accounting standards gives a lot of confidence to the corporate management and the disclosure would be more effective and ensure good corporate governance. So in today's competitive world, globalized economy, where organizations are having multiple subsidiary units and where chances of different types of frauds has increased in an organizations. So to bring a better economical environment, right, corporate governance was set up especially following these rules, or it was formed with different set of rules or a formal system through which the organizations will be working according to its direction. So the topic for today is accounting standards and corporate governance. So different accounting standards are there, right? You can consider this accounting standard, or organizations can consider these particular standards as their base, right, and fulfill their obligations towards this accounting standard, right? So the purpose or the objective behind forming an accounting standard, or it is making a system so that all the organizations, corporate companies follow a uniform code or a uniform set of regulations through which it can increases the overall economical environment of the country or the entire corporate business environment. So as a result of that, Institute for Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI, which is an apex body for the development of accountancy in India, has been working for the adoption and improvement of accounting standards. So this is an organization's Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which was set up in 1977 April with an objectives of improvement of accounting standard within an organizations. It is or it was formed for the purpose of bringing an uniform accounting standards. So that is important point, purpose for corporate governance, that if all the organizations follow a particular system of law, then it increases the overall effectiveness of an organizations and its relationship with its stakeholders. So we are going to do all this point in detail, that what are the different accounting standards, or as a system of law, what are the points which should be under consideration for any organizations to generally set up a better corporate environment. So different accounting standards are given, or you can say in a schedule of accounting standards, a different sequential norms and regulations are pointed out, which should be a base for consideration of that related topic. First one is adoption of Indian accounting standards. What is this point? Adoption of Indian accounting standard. It is applicable to all those companies which are doing business in India, companies from other countries but they do business in India. There are many examples we can give, that foreign companies, they have their base and they have set up their business in India. For examples, different mobile phone companies, mobile phone manufacturers, different other IT related companies, right? These companies have entered in our country, they have made their base here, they do business here, right? But according to Indian Chartered Accounts of India or Institute of Chartered Account of India, it says that if you have to, or if you are in India, no doubt, but at the same time you also have to follow certain standards which is been fixed by the apex body, right? So in that, first one is adoption of Indian accounting standard. It is applicable to all domestic companies, international companies, their base or they do business in India, right? Example, if it is an Amazon from other companies, other countries, Nestle, right? So these companies are generally doing business in India, but at the same times when they do business here, they have to same accounting standards which is being prepared by accounting standards of India. So this is for the transparent functioning in terms of financial transactions. Such accounting standards are made compulsory to be adopted by Indian as well as foreign companies doing business in India, so that the unification of accounting standard and transparency and financial disclosure can be maintained, right? So this is the primary objectives behind adopting Indian accounting standard. It is that there will be a unifications, right? Oneness. It becomes administrations will be very important. It will be generally very easy. उसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल है वी कैन गिव ऑफ ए GST, that is goods and service tax. In India there were numbers or amples of tax which were prevalent, but in today's time, just to consolidate all those taxes and just make one taxes, that is a unification. It brings unification, oneness, right? Administration becomes very easy, right? Large collection of taxes will be there if you and management or maintained, that is very easy to do, right? An organization is able to do business very efficiently. It is ease of doing business. जब आप एक ही टाइप के टैक्स लोगे तो एक ही बार आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. It is very easy and it is not very time consuming, right? So following or adopting Indian accounting standard, it is compulsory for every domestic as well as international companies who are willing or who are doing business in India. आपको ऐसा विचार है कि if you have to do business in India, आप कर सकते हैं, no doubt. But at the same time, you also have to follow Indian accounting standard, because just this is a rule formal system which is been made. Right? So one can easily say that an accounting standard which is been formed by Institute for Chartered Accounting of India, it has brought a unification among corporate companies, unification among the system. So it is a first point, adoption of Indian accounting standard. Audits become very easy when you follow a uniform code. Second is accounting standard 4, presentation of financial statements. As we all know that each and every organizations, they at every regular interval of time or quarterly times, they have their financial statement which they show or declare in front of their stakeholders, right? So presentations of financials, this financial statement in front of your stakeholders. So for proper corporate governance practices, it is mandatory for corporate businesses to disclose their financial statement in such a way so that the interest of all stakeholders who are connected directly or indirectly can be protected. It means that you also have to take care of all those people who are working in or are directly or indirectly related with you. Right? Your single decisions will be having an impact on their life, will be having an impact on their business. So that thing should not be forgotten. Presentation of financial statements should be in such a way that your stakeholders' interests should be protected. That is the important purpose of an accounting standard or improving corporate governance movement or the system. Right? So that is, presentation should be in such a way that everybody should be understanding, everybody should be protected, everybody should think that their interest is protected. Right? So all the stakeholders for the company, they are very important for them. And for good corporate governance means if we feel that every organization should run with a proper system, proper law, if this is our purpose, then we also has to follow this accounting standard, means the rules and regulations related to accounting standard 4 says that every organizations, whether it is a domestic companies or an international companies doing business in our country, it is mandatory for them to disclose their financial statement to their stakeholders in such a way that these people can be feel that they are protected. Right? So it is mandatory under this accounting standard that important financial statement including profit and loss account and balance sheet should show trade and fair view of corporate firms. Right? इससे ये सूचित किया जाता है to all the organizations, right, belonging to India or other countries, but they do business in our country. It is mandatory for all of you to follow this, that your important transaction, whether it is profit and loss, balance sheet, these are the financial transaction. As we all understand, it's a simple accounting philosophy which says that every organization has got a balance sheet, profit and loss, how much they earn, how much they lose. That's very important thing, right? So presentation of this financial statement is very, very important, but it should be in a way so that you should well protect the interest of your stakeholders. Next accounting standard, that is accounting standard 5, that is statement of cash flows. Right? So whatever the questions comes, first we have to understand what is this topic. After that we can easily understand it. That is what this accounting standard says, that is statement of cash flows, right? Every organizations had got two types of transactions. Some transactions will be in cash, some transactions will be in, right, a statement. But chances for a cash transactions may increase. So for corporate governance, as we have seen that nowadays more promotion is being given to online banking or the net banking, because it is through which you cannot do fraud, right? Your balance sheet is reflected. If you just give your money in terms of cash to anybody, then it will be not a legal entry. But if it is a bank statement, if there is a transaction which is carried in bank, so that is a legal proof. You cannot hide that. So statement of cash flow, corporate governance or a good accounting standards, their main objective is that a company should be protected from doing this cash transaction, right? तो कोई भी फ्रॉड या मैनिपुलेशंस को रोकने के लिए ये बहुत ही अच्छा उपाय है कि आप जनरली जितने भी कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस होते हैं, राइट, और जहाँ कैश ट्रांजैक्शन होने के चांसेस है वहाँ आप चेंज करके ट्रांजैक्शंस जो कैश में हो रहे हैं उसको आप डाइवर्ट कर सकते हो, राइट. सो इट इज़ कैश फ्लो ट्रांजैक्शन, इट अप्लाइज टू दिस. So there should be an accounting standard which is framed in which case inflow and outflow should aptly incorporated as per the rules framed under this accounting standard. So that is statement of cash flow. Then related party disclosures. Related party disclosure means this accounting standard is which it is making it mandatory the disclosure of related party transactions directly or indirectly affect the corporate unit. The transactions and statement of related party puts a lasting impact of functioning of said companies, so that transparency in that case is up to the mark. So accounting standard, as per this accounting standard, company has to reveal its relationship balances including commitments in consolidated and separate financial statement, so that transparency can be enhanced. You cannot enhance transparency unless and until you declare or there is a provision of disclosure of financial statement at a regular interval of time. So this accounting standard says, right, or it is an accounting standard which is mandatory in terms of revealing the relationship with its stakeholders, balances, including commitment, right? Next accounting standard, consolidated financial statements. That is fifth one. This accounting standard mandates for corporate field, whereby consolidated financial statement are to be prepared by parent firm. So it applies to those organizations whose businesses is very vast. For examples, many Indian companies have got many subsidiary companies. Parent companies will be different, but it will be having other small subsidiary units. So this is a mandatory rules that when a balance sheet is prepared of subsidiary unit, you also have to just keep a close contact with the parent units, or there should be a highlight of parent units in subsidiary units balance sheets, right? So that is, there should be a reflection, because the parent companies, how strong it is, what's their business criteria, what's their business place, right? So it is consolidated. Consolidated means balance sheet should be, right, of subsidiary units plus parent units. So examples we can say, many companies like Reliance, Tata, they have got this branches or subsidiary units. So there should be a preparation of financial statement that should be consolidated. At the same time, you also have to feature parents, forms, statements, right? So one cannot get clear picture on considering the financial statement of the parent company only. So you have to look at all other companies also. Parent companies plus subsidiary companies should be looked for. So this accounting standard has made it compulsory for the corporate unit to consolidate the financial statement from time to time so that transparency can be increased. So transparency can be increased unless and until you make it mandatory, that is consolidated financial statement should be there. Next accounting standard is disclosure of interest in other entities, that is accounting standard number 12. The objective of this accounting standard requires disclosure of information that enables users of financial statement to evaluate the nature and risk associated with its interest in other entities and the effects of those interests on its financial position, financial performance and cash flow. So it is disclosure of interest in other entities, that is in terms of joint arrangement. Many companies they do business as a joint venture, many companies they do business as a partnership, right? So all of these arrangements should be highlighted. Simple है कि अगर अदर एंटिटीज में भी कोई भी कंपनीज ने इन्वेस्ट किया है, पेरेंट कंपनी ने भी इन्वेस्ट किया है, देन everybody should know that you have invested in other companies too. Your businesses is there in other companies too. You also have to declare their financial statements related to that. So that is related party disclosure, that is including subsidiary, joint arrangements, associates or unconsolidated structured entity. Right? So what is going to happen when you disclose this thing? So by this disclosure of the above informations, every transactions can be made very clear. जो भी transactions है, जो भी companies की position है, that is revealed through it. चाहे वो कोई भी other businesses ऐसे joint venture partnership या किसी through चलाए, that doesn't matter. But matter is that you have to present your clear picture about your investments. आपको बताना पड़ेगा. This is the thing, right? People should know that. Next accounting standard is interim financial reporting, that is 7. So what this accounting standard says, let us see. This accounting standard has made it compulsory for the firms to report interim transactions which are shorter than a year. So interim means those transactions which are of shorter durations, that is less than 1 year, right? So जो भी ट्रांजेक्शन है एक साल से कम पीरियड्स के लिए है, then we can say that is called interim financial reporting. It means that कि आपने 5 year plans बनाया हुआ है और you can say एग्जाम्पल्स आपने 2 years का एक टारगेट फिक्स किया हो, बट बिफोर दैट इंटरिम प्लानिंग क्या है, व्हाट इज द प्लानिंग वी कैन से मेन इंटरव्यू के पहले वी हैव ए मॉक राउंड, मतलब एक प्रिपरेशन टाइप्स फॉर मेन एग्जाम्स वी आर हैविंग ए प्रिलिमिनरी एग्जाम्स बिफोर दैट, just it is same as the main examination. तो उसके थ्रू क्या the students will be very ready to write a exam because they are well prepared, they know what's the paper, how much marks, what's the time, right, what's the system, what's the environment, everything they will get habited with that. So it's very easy for them to give exam, their main exam, right? As a sort we can say it's just a practice or the rehearsals. So same thing is interim financial reporting, it's mandatory, but it is before a main plannings we can say of a very shorter period of times, maybe a 6 month or for a quarter 2. So purpose of this accounting standard is to put moral check on the functioning of corporate field. So moral check, it is a moral check of functioning, means whether the organization is going in right directions or not. ये पता करने के लिए this is the most important logic this accounting standard has made mandated, राइट बहुत लॉजिकल और बहुत ही अच्छी चीज़ है कि हम आपको इन बिटवीन ही 3 महीने के ड्यूरेशंस में ही हम आपको बोलेंगे कि आप जितना भी प्रॉफिट किया हुआ है दैट यू डिस्क्लोज इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर स्टेक होल्डर्स. तो जब एक बार हम बोल देंगे कि यू हैव टू डिस्क्लोज दिस, देन actually we will be getting ideas about what your organization is running, profit making है क्या है, what you are doing, right? So just to check them. So interim financial reporting, just it is to check, right? Check an organizations or a corporate field and to know their financial positions. ये बहुत ही important है. आगे चलते कंपनी बंद हो गई, काफ़ी लोगों का उसमें पैसा इन्वॉल्व है, तो ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ है कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के लिए. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ है कि वो ये सारे मामले देखें. दे हैव टू सी दिस ऑल दिस थिंग, राइट. पहले ही वो चीज़ का आइडिया हो जाएगा, देन इट इज़ वेरी इजी फॉर देम. देन नेक्स्ट अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड इज फेयर वैल्यू मेजरमेंट, राइट. फेयर वैल्यू मीन्स इट इज़ डिस्क्लोजर ऑफ द राइट इंफॉर्मेशन. फेयर का मतलब होता है कि विच इज़ करेक्ट, विच इज़ राइट. ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड जो है, राइट, वो क्या एक्सपेक्ट करता है फ्रॉम कॉर्पोरेट फील्ड. कॉर्पोरेट फील्ड से क्या एक्सेप्ट करता है, एक्सपेक्ट करता है कि आप लोग जो भी फंक्शनिंग आपकी या जो भी रिलेटेड आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चल रही है उसको आप एक फेयर, मतलब एक ट्रू वे में उसको आप जनरली डिस्क्लोज करें, राइट. उससे क्या होगा कि ट्रांसपेरेंसी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आएगी, और जितनी ज़्यादा ट्रांसपेरेंसी आएगी उतना ज़्यादा ये बेनिफिट है कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के लिए और गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी. तो इफ़ एवरी स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेट कंसर्न्स रिमेन्स फेयर, मतलब एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसे टाटा का एग्जांपल ले, तो कोई भी अनएथिकल चीज़ नहीं कर रही है. तो अनएथिकल चीज़ नहीं कर रही तो उससे ये डेवलपमेंट होगा कि जो कंपनीज जो बिजनेस कर रही है उनका फ्यूचर भी आगे अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि सारे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस फॉलो करती है, और गवर्नमेंट को भी एक अपना टैक्स अमाउंट उनको टाइमली मिलेगा, राइट. एक सही टैक्स अमाउंट उनको मिलेगा. एट द सेम टाइम्स वी ये कह सकते हैं कि इससे जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स है उनके साथ जुड़ेंगे तो उनको एक आइडिया हो जाएगा कि वेदर द कंपनी इज़ गुड और नॉट, राइट. बिकॉज एक कमिटमेंट होता है, एक ट्रस्ट होता है. कोई भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं तो उसमें हमको ये होना चाहिए कि हमको इसमें रिटर्न कितना मिलेगा, राइट. दैट इज़ वेरी important. So accounting standard number 18, it is about fair value measurement. Next accounting standard is accounting standard 21, that is employee benefits, right. One of the most important stakeholders of the organization is the employees, and they should be treated as an asset rather than a liabilities. So employee benefit, right, it is the employees who work in organizations, for them how they should be treated, right. They should be treated as an asset, but no organizations they treat their employees, right, fairly, right. There may be some percentage of organizations who are following specific norms. Rest other organizations, they don't concern about their employees, they only concern about their profit maximizations, wealth maximizations, that's it. But many organizations are professional, they are coming forward, they provide amples of benefits to their employees. So this accounting standard is helpful for knowing employee, their rights and responsibilities, then protecting rights and responsibilities of the employees, राइट. एम्प्लॉयज़ को एक मोरल सपोर्ट्स देने के लिए कि आप अकेले नहीं हो, देर आर वी पीपल, वी आर स्टैंडिंग, आपके पीछे खड़े हैं, राइट. वी आर स्टैंडिंग अगेन, स्टैंडिंग behind you, don't worry. If this is a moral support that we get from anybody, then we can win the world, right. जब हमको थोड़ा सा कोई कुछ कह देता है कि भाई आप घबराओ नहीं, आई एम देयर, राइट, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी फॉर दैट. तो इट इज़ ए great moral supports that we receive from our friends, from our, right, relatives. So employee benefit means employees are given proper facilities or not. That is very important thing. So what this accounting standard says, it enhances the protection of employees. It disclosure by corporate units for employee benefit, including short-term benefits like wages and salaries, annual leaves, and even post-employment benefits such as retirement benefits, other long-term benefits like long service leave and termination benefits. एम्प्लॉयज़ की बेनिफिट की बात करें तो बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन देती है उसमें, और बहुत सारे ऐसे बेनिफिट्स है जो कि सिर्फ इकोनॉमिकल रिलेटेड नहीं है, नॉन इकोनॉमिकल बेनिफिट्स भी प्रोवाइड होते हैं. जैसे एक मॉरल सपोर्ट्स आपने किसी को दिया, देन आप खाली बोल रहे हो, आपने कुछ कहा नहीं करके आप एक मोटिवेशन दे रहे हो उनको. So that is also a benefit which should be given to the employees through meetings, through, right, informal meetings, through formal meetings and through practices, seminars, right. आप कर सकते हैं, you can do this thing. Wages and salaries है, an employee should be given fair wages and fair salaries. That is the important thing. Annual leaves कितनी मिलती है, राइट, बोनसेस क्या है, ये सारे एम्प्लॉयज़ बेनिफिट्स हैं, राइट. तो उनको मिलते हैं कि नहीं मिलते हैं, क्यों नहीं मिलते हैं, राइट. ऑल दिस थिंग्स शुड बी अंडर दिस अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड दैट इज 21 सेज दैट एम्प्लॉयज शुड बी well protected, employees interest should be well protected, and employees should be providing with amples of facilities which they require, right. Now the last accounting standard is accounting standard 24, that is related to property, plant and equipment. What this accounting standard says, let us do that, right. This accounting standard incorporates minute details of property, plant and equipment of the corporation's, rules and regulations of its depreciation and method of calculating depreciation of such assets. तो ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड है, किस पे लागू पड़ता है, प्लांट, प्रॉपर्टी और इक्विपमेंट में, मशीनरीज, राइट. तो आइडियाज़ हो जाता है कितने का इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है कंपनीज ने, उसके बाद कुछ साल बाद कितना डिप्रिसिएशन होगा, उसकी वैल्यू कितनी डिक्रीज होगी. एक सिंपल लॉजिक है. अकाउंटिंग लैंग्वेज में हम बोले डिप्रिसिएशन का मतलब होता है कि जो वैल्यूज़ हर साल उसकी घटती जाती है. मशीन से तो मशीन्स की वैल्यू सेम नहीं रहेगी. 2 करोड़ की मशीन से आपने परचेज की तो अगले साल उसकी वैल्यू घट के 1.5 करोड़ हो जाएगी, फिर 1 करोड़ हो जाएगी. ऐसे करके आफ्टर मेनी ईयर्स you will find that depreciation will be there, where we will see machines value will be decreased. So above accounting standards are in general utilized to increase corporate governance measures of the organization, right. The purpose behind this accounting standard is to give transparent details of the fixed assets and valuation of such assets over a period of time, so that the accounting standard shows true and fair view. तो सिंपल कैलकुलेशंस के थ्रू किया जाता है. एक मेथड होता है जिसके थ्रू वो डिप्रिसिएशंस कितना होगा, राइट, उसका एक सही पिक्चर जो है वो थ्रू बैलेंस शीट्स आपको डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ेगा. यू शुड बी डिस्क्लोजिंग इट टू द people, right? So this accounting standard is helping, right? Or it is designed internationally. जनरली अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स या इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटिंग्स ऑफ इंडिया का ये भी ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है, या ये भी एक फंक्शन है कि वो जो जितने भी इंटरनेशनल अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स है सबके साथ वो जुड़े हुए हैं. और कोई भी मार्केट में इंटरनेशनली कोई एक नया लॉज सिस्टम चेंज हुआ है, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड चेंज हुआ है, देन इट इज़ बिकमिंग वेरी इजी फॉर राइट इंडिया और इंडियन कंपनीज टू फॉलो दैट, बिकॉज आवर इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटिंग्स ऑफ इंडिया इज इन कंटिन्यूअस relation with this, right, with this system accounting standard, right? So this was the topic related to accounting standard and corporate governance. Thank you.